In celebration and in recognition of the LGBTQ community, June is designated as Pride Month, and today I want to share with you a layout called Pride Every Day, a story about my family, my wife's journey as a transgender woman, and how it impacted our lives and my storytelling. Coming up next on the Victoria Marie YouTube channel. Welcome back to the Victoria Marie YouTube channel, where I feature all things scrapbooking and crafting. If that's your jam, make sure you hit that subscribe button. When you do, click the bell indicator. That way you'll know each and every time a new video is posted to this channel. A few years ago, here on the Victoria Marie YouTube channel, I shared a project about a very big change in my life. At the time, my spouse, Aubrey, came out as transgender, and of course that had a huge impact on our life, on our relationship, and just really life in general. And as a storyteller, as a scrapbooker, I began to think about ways in which I was going to include this change into our story with respect to Aubrey and her transition, my spouse Aubrey, and with respect to our family, and with respect to myself as someone who is a spouse of a transgender woman. And through sharing that, I had gotten so many wonderful responses to that video, and I'll link it down below. I had so many wonderful responses to that video, and other people sharing that either they too have been through a similar situation, or a loved one who was transitioning and was honoring their truth. So in celebration of Pride Month, if you didn't know, June is Pride Month. Pride is in celebration and in recognition of the LGBTQ community. I'm going to leave some resources, some links down below if you're not familiar with that. I thought I'd share a little bit more about my family, our journey, where we've come, and I'm going to do that over the course of a few layouts. I've come to a point now, and it's been almost 6 years now since her transition. I refer to her as my wife. So there's no confusion. So I'll refer to her as my wife. It's been 6 years now, roughly, since the start of her transition, and we have both learned a lot. I've seen her change and blossom and grow into the person that she feels that she is and who she wants to be as she makes her way throughout her life. And also, too, recognizing that we became stronger together, and also learning a huge lesson in unconditional love, support, and acceptance. So I'm going to share this with you, and I hope that you receive it with an open heart, an open mind, and open eyes. If you are someone with a similar walk or a similar journey, or even if it's not anything related to this, I think sometimes it's hard for scrapbookers to really document things that are really impactful in our lives, whether they're tragic or just sad, or maybe it is just something that in the long run turned out to be a happy situation, but maybe perhaps it's just hard to get that out in your storytelling. I don't believe that our scrapbooks need to be filled with a whole bunch of happy stories. I think our scrapbooks need to be filled with stories that talk about, that represent the tapestry of our lives. And sometimes that tapestry may not always be pretty. It may not always be perfect. And so I like to share a little bit of my life, not only the happy things that go on, but also the struggles and the challenges and the changes and things that have impacted me, and how I put that into a scrapbook page, or how I document that in some way that I can then later look back on and have some thoughts and some remembrances about that. But to have some proof that I lived this life and it wasn't always perfect, and that there were changes around me and changes to the people that I love. And I want to be as authentic in my storytelling with that as I possibly can. So I hope through sharing my experience with you, that you too will feel more comfortable in sharing your experiences through your storytelling journey, not publicly like I do, but unless you want to, but documenting those tough stories, those life lessons, whatever that may be for you. So thank you so much for your continued support here on this platform. For those of you who have known me for a while and have been in support of our family and listening to our story, thank you so much. And with that, let's get to the layout. Jumping right into the layout, using some goodies from my Hip Kit Club Kit. I'm going to show you that in a second. Here's a 4x6 photo that I'm going to be scrapbooking with. That's of me and my family, my wife Aubrey, and then our little boss Corinne, who you guys see a lot on this channel because I'm always scrapbooking about her, and of course myself. That was taken last Mother's Day. Oh, maybe that's been a couple of years now. I can't remember. So this Hip Kit Club kit, I want to say it's my May or June kit, has lots of beautiful colors, perfect for scrapbooking something fun and colorful. The kit has some Vicky Bouton, some Amy Tangerine. I think there's some Maggie Holmes in there, something like that. Lots of really, really fun embellishments. Now, this sticker set I bought at Michael's last year, or maybe it was the year before. I cannot remember. But the rainbow colors are more of a basic color with that sticker set. And this particular pattern paper I'm using from Vicky Bouton has a slightly different hue of the rainbow color. So I'll use those stickers, those pride stickers, for another project. So this pattern paper from Vicky Bouton is a pretty bold pattern. So what I did was I cut it along one of the angles of the rainbow rays, I guess that's what I would call it. And I'm going to adhere that to the right-hand side of the layout. And then I have some white space on the left-hand side, and that's going to give me a little bit of breathing room when I'm working with a busy pattern. I'm going to mount the photo using some fun foam, which of course you can pick up at your craft and hobby store. I get that question a lot. I usually get my fun foam at Michael's. You can also find it at Walmart. I think Target might sell a few of the packs as well, and you can also find it online. So I'm going to put my photo there at the top, which is going to leave me some room for my title and my journaling. I went ahead and typed it in my journaling, just in a block. And in the journaling, I'm kind of introducing this storytelling journey by kind of making a statement about my family. And the journaling says, let me pull the layout over here. The journaling says, "Oh, Calvins, though we may look different than the average family, we are strong, resilient, and full of light. Our family believes in loving each other without conditions, accepting each other for who we are, and being a soft place to land when things get tough. We have weathered many storms, and through it all, we remain steadfast in our belief that we are one unit. There may be some who are not very accepting of our queer little family, but we have a strong support system and many friends and family who love and accept us for who we are. Let's go into this world with big hearts, love, and light. We are the Calvins, and we are proud." And we are very proud to be who we are. And we are so blessed to have so many people in our lives who support us and accept us for who we are. This path has not been easy. And there's aspects of it that, yes, we celebrate, most definitely. But this journey has, in some respect, not always been easy. And what I'm very proud of is the fact that Aubrey and I, through it all, have remained incredibly close as not only wife and wife as it is now, but also as best friends and respecting each other and supporting each other. And this was a huge change. This was the biggest test to our marriage so far. And we decided that we were going to give it a shot. We were going to give it our best go. And it's been 6 years now since the beginning of her transition. And I've seen her grow and blossom into a beautiful woman. She has experienced a lot of challenges with this. She's had her safety compromised as a result of this. And right now, in the past couple of years or so, things have been okay. I worry about her all the time, as I do all of my loved ones, family, and friends. And I'm highly, highly protective of her and my family. I've had to kind of calm down a little bit because in the beginning, people aren't always so kind. And I've always felt really on guard and really protected when we were out and about. I've since calmed down a little bit since then. But this layout is kind of the start of a ongoing storytelling journey. And I want to come at this from a different angle, from Bree and myself, our relationship. I want to get her language into this as well, her thoughts and her feelings, as well as our daughter, being a child of a parent who is transgender and what her experience is like. So it's going to be a lot that goes into this story over time. But I'm excited to see how this all plays out in my storytelling journey. I'm a lot more... I'm at an emotional space now where I can talk about how I felt and talk about how Bree felt and what this meant and the challenges that we had along the way. I believe that's the richness of being a scrapbooker and documenting our stories, is to be authentic and to have a record of a life that's not only well-lived, but a life that demonstrates we've overcome challenges and have moved forward. So as I've shared this story, I've done quite a lot here to the layout. So I added the journaling block, as well as the title using some Thickers font, as well as a die cut from Vicky Bouton. I have my 3 little potty people there to represent Bree, myself, and Corinne. I also have some floral pieces, 2 actually at the top that came from a Maggie Holmes die cut set. That's an older set, and then 1 flower that's from one of the Vicky Bouton's current collections. I think it's called Let's Wander. I wanted to use those as an anchor for elements, and notice that I've layered on some elements there with some wood veneer, some puppy stickers, a large puppy sticker that says All Smiles, that's from Amy Tangerine. Adding a couple of jewels, that's from Fifth and Monaco. If you haven't checked out that collection by Pink Paisley, it's amazing, so make sure you check that out. Then down below, I needed another cluster, because notice I have 3 clusters there on the layouts, creating a visual triangle. Down below, I have some tags that I cut out from a cut-apart sheet that came with one of the pattern papers, as well as a sticker that's from a sticker sheet that I showed you earlier. I love how clean this came out, but it's still bright and it's still very celebratory of pride and what that represents, not only just in general, but also for my family. I love the way that this came out, and there'll be many, many more layouts to come as I continue to share our journey. And if I can impart anything as we finish out this process video, it will be this. Be true to who you are and be true to your story. It is okay to document your life as it is, all of the happy times and the challenging times. This is the life we live, and that can come through in your storytelling journey. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to the Victoria Marie YouTube channel. When you do, click the bell. That way you'll know each and every time I post a new video to this channel.